Jayo, please raise your hands. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So warm welcome to all, and today is going to be a beautiful presentation, and there are personalities like Prahlad Maharaj. Their life impressed Yudhishthira Maharaj. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to love to hear about Prahlad Maharaj. We heard the stories of Dhruv Maharaj, 5-year-old boy. Prahlad Maharaj, 5-year-old boy. Uddhavji. He was very young when he took to it. Narad Muni was very young, 5-year-old boy. So 5-year-old boy, how old are you? How old are you? Okay, your name is Prahlad? No, he's smiling. So you can see, and then tomorrow we'll touch on the appearance of Lord Krishna, Bolo Hariva, and Bal Leela. So you can see that we think, what is the main pattern in our head? That when we get old, then we will talk about religion. And all these devotees start young. So all the adults who are here, make sure your children are into religion really from young age. Don't wait till they get old. Because Dharma will actually make them wonderful citizens, and they will study, they will get jobs and everything. So don't think Dharma is going to take that away. In fact, it'll make them very, very wise and about the material world and the spiritual world. But if you don't have the balance, later on they'll get the knocks of life, and then they'll say, Athato Brahma Jigyasa at the age of 60, like, what is the aim of life? But the life is already gone. So give them the aim of life right from the beginning. So it's very important that, Brajsundar ji and devotees like him, they're going around the world, being away from their families. They got young families, and they're coming to raise our young families. Big round of applause for that. I think it's really, we must appreciate what's being done here. And another thing is, Brajsundar Prabhu, it's his seva to ISKCON. Other people are individuals as Bhaktas and, Katha Bhaktas, so they have their own. But he's serving ISKCON and he's GBC deputy. And he's a secretary to the Sannyas ministry. So you can see these are responsible jobs, and it still takes time out to be here with us. And I'm sure that you would all like him to come again and again, and not just some more. And he's got many, many workshops. Like this Saturday, we're having, what's it called, marriage tune-up? Yeah. Marriage tune-up.
So yeah, marriage tune-up workshop. So this is a special one. Prabhuji is actually a spiritual relationship coach within ISKCON. And we were discussing the other day, and he mentioned that he was doing this, and I said it would be a great idea to have, because we have so many devotee couples in the temple, and for a successful Krishna conscious marriage, it's very hard to balance Krishna consciousness, the demands of that, with the demands of a marriage, work, etc., etc. And Prabhuji's got so many experiences. He was mentioning that there's about 25 couples that he coaches in this, because Prabhuji's going into life coaching now, and spiritual life coaching, especially from Srimad Bhagavatam. So I said it'd be a great opportunity for the couples in the temple, whether you've been married a long time, Krishna consciousness a long time, or even a short time, to come and take advantage of the skills that Prabhuji has got, and which he's actually taught to so many other couples, and help them enrich both their spiritual life within marriage as well as the relationship within marriage as well. Because it's very important to have the combination of the two. So as soon as Prabhu discussed it, and we thought, great, let's put this on this Saturday. So we've already got, I think, 13 people signed up to it within a few hours of posting. So everyone, please go onto Eventbrite and register your interest to come on the day. We don't want to miss out.
And another thing is, we can hear kathas, we can hear the stories of the Bhagavatam and everything, but we don't know how to apply them. It becomes almost like, oh, it's a story, it's a nice story of Dhruv and whatever. Prabhuji here will do workshops so you can apply the knowledge of the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gitas in your life. Because sometimes you can hear it, but you don't know how to apply it in your life. You still do the same thing as you were doing when you were brought up. Nothing changes. And you're wondering, well, I read the Gita, I read the Bhagavatam, but nothing is changing. But here we are taught how to apply, and these workshops are very good. And I must say, Guru Sevak took the step to do some, he's got workshops ready, so we'll be, inviting you to those workshops. So you know about Krishna consciousness completely. The youngsters, the grown-ups, he's got a quiz, he'll embarrass you. He'll ask you simple questions and we wouldn't know the answers. Even the adults, everyone, children. So I told him, don't embarrass everybody. I don't want people to just leave the temple, you know. And it'll be very, very good. And then you realize what makes us Sanatana Dharma. What is Sanatana Dharma? The definition and how to live a Sanatana Dharma life. It's very, very important. Education, knowledge. You know, in Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, it's Gyan Yoga. In there it says the knowledge itself burns your many paps, many sinful reactions. Very important, this knowledge you're getting. So just to understand the knowledge which is being given is going to improve your lives. Otherwise, you'll stay as you are, and you'll be in the hand of karma and the hands of Yamraj. And we were told yesterday, the Paramatma is useless, he doesn't interfere till you get involved in Krishna consciousness, and then he gets activated. So please activate your Paramatma in your heart, this devotional service, and you know, become happy. Prabhupada said, chant and be happy. So there are many, many aspects which need to be. So today we're going to hear about, I'm sure, Prahlad Maharaj, how wonderful devotee he was, very inspirational. So let's do what Prahlad Maharaj did, think of Krishna all the time. And there'll be other personalities as well. So
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivar Hari
Navalava Girivar Hari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivar Hari Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare
सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयत्मुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जन्मादियस्य यतन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्मरथयादि कवये मूयन्ति यत् सूरया तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मा प्रोजितकैतवत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापोत्रयन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदयवृद्ध अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरवो रसिका भविभावुका। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नित्यानन्दमहं नौमि सर्वानन्दकरं परं हरिनामामृतं देवं अवधूताशिरोमणिम् आनन्दलीलामयविग्रहाय हेमाम्बदिव्यछविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसाप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। थोड़ा इको ज़्यादा हो रहा है। थैंक यू। So there are 2.5 cantos to cover today. If one chapter misses or 2 chapters misses, then the whole thing gets extended. Okay, so let us start. Hare Krishna. So Jada Bharat and Rahugan, they were discussing about the the material world, which is the great forest of enjoyment. We come to this material world because we desired it. I don't want to get into where we came from, but we are here in this material world, and this is a great forest of enjoyment. So the direct meaning of the forest of material existence can be discussed in this conversation. So merchants, sometimes they enter into the forest to collect many rare things and they sell it for good profits. But that forest path, when they go, it's not easy. They meet across so many, wild animals. They came across jackals, foxes, and so many different rogues and thieves. Huh? They came across, and still they tried to get out from that and try to make some profit. There's so many troubles in their life. So we are also like that. We are pure soul. We are Jivera Sarup Hare Krishna Nitya Das. But we want to enjoy this material world. What to do? Huh? Someone asked Sadhu, dear Sadhuji, why did not you get married? And the Sadhuji gave a very simple answer. He said, I cannot control my mind. How will I control the mind of my wife? I cannot control my mind, and I am trying to control so how can I control the mind of my wife? And how can we both control the minds of children? That's why I did not get married. See, if someone can understand this science, that one cannot control his mind, and we try to control others' mind, then both of them, they try to control each other and plus additional few minds. So, anyways, and they still, there's a competition going on of controlling each other. And what happens that due to the activities which is under the influence of material nature, the living entity, he takes different positions in this material world. He gets a lot of upadhis with him, and he identifies himself with so many different positions. In the home, he is as a husband and taking responsibility, or she has a wife. He is taking responsibility of the house and doing some lot of activities, and he wants to enjoy this material world. He thinks that there is enjoyment in this material world, and for that reason, he just wants to, by various other ways, he wants to experience new things and make sure that some kinds of enjoyment is there. But he is actually a servant of the senses. What happens is that he struggles for his existence within the material world, and these senses are compared to the rogues and thieves. What happens is that they take away the man's knowledge, and over and above this, the family members. Now, a person who wants to actually aspire for spiritual life, he wants to become a nice devotee. But what happens? His senses are beyond his senses, which are contaminated by the material conditioning. They drag him to do this, do that, do that. Right? There's so many disturbances these days. Right from a man wants to be peaceful, a person wants to be peaceful. What it doesn't, because there are WhatsApp, there are Facebook, there are news, there are this and that. There are so many distractions these days. Then all of a sudden a person gets a shock that this has happened today. Israel attacked this country, then this is in Ukraine, and Russia war is going on. So many other things are going on around the world, and his mind is occupied. His senses get dragged to those subject matters, and he doesn't know when the time passes. And what happens that then above this, all things are going on. He has a job, and then he has to go on a job, and there is a situation there in that job itself, that the boss is there, their colleagues are there, and there is unusual competition there. Exist to survive, to get the work done, to please the person, to please the boss. We don't want to please the family members, but we have to put our efforts to please the boss. He's going to pay, and so many things are depending on him. Now what happens is that in this forest of material life, everyone is envious of each other. Just like mosquitoes, rats and mice are always creating disturbances. You might not experience here, but they are there. The mosquitoes, this mice and the rats, they are always creating disturbances. So they are like all these people. And then above that, the government. People come to UK thinking that they'll earn a lot of money. Even they think they're earning a lot of money, and even people coming from there, the family members are thinking, oh, my son is earning a lot of money. But so much money is going to the government. So he put so much efforts in earning a lot of money. Day and night he works hard, and then he gives a certain portion of amount to the. So whatever he is going to get in India is somewhat similar, right? And then he says, no, Indian lifestyle is little different and here lifestyle is very better. Nothing is better. It's the same thing. We are both in the material world. It's not this is UK, the spiritual world, and India is a material world. It's nothing. It's not like that. There is a way. I'm observing when I meet different people when traveling across. I also get a lot of offers. Prabhu, why don't you settle down here and there? I said, no, Baba. There are a lot of opportunities I can get in different births. This birth I have got in Vrindavan. So we'll see next birth what happens. But this birth I have got a chance to be Vrindavan, so I don't want to settle down anywhere else. I can come and travel and preach. But I have observed. The observation is what? That they feel that their life is more comfortable. They are doing something better. They are earning better. But they don't understand that this is also material world and this is also material world. We think that we are living a better lifestyle, but we are actually conditioned, and we just want that there is better comfort here. But gold chain, silver chain, or lokhandwala chain is chain. Here I can say it's a silver chain. Somebody might have been in US, he might have been getting a golden chain, or somebody might have been in India is thinking that is a iron chain. But the chain is a chain. And everyone in this material world is placed in many awkward positions, and surrounded by a lot of envious people and disturbing animals. All of us were surrounded with a lot of envious people. We're trying our best to, do our best. But what to do? Office mein, ghar mein, yahan bahar, friends mein, sab jagah pe. There are so many envious people around, and they make our life difficult. We want to do good to others, but they don't want to. And they create disturbance in our life, in our relatives. Husband and wife are doing good, they are going on well, but then the relatives are there. They try to get into their marriage. How is their life going good? They cannot see, they are envious, and they try to create disturbance. They try to spoil the mind of the wife, or they try to spoil the life of the boy, and then they try to create a rift between them. I never understand that if there is a problem between husband and wife, then they go outside and discuss their problems. How they get resolved? They actually expand their problems. The problem between husband and wife can be only solved by husband and wife. Third party cannot solve this. Third party application does not work here. For your solution, I try to understand that. Now we can actually reduce our problems if we use our intelligence. If we take this help of the scriptures, study Bhagavatam, study the life of the Acharyas, and keep Krishna at the center, a lot of our problems will be reduced. But no, we don't want to. We are just dragged away by our senses, and we want to. क्या है खोचड़े रहने की आदत पड़ गई है. I'll tell you an example. There is an example that there was. How many of you understand Hindi? तो एक एग्जाम्पल हिंदी में देता हूँ, ठीक है ना? Oh, okay, fine. Okay, there are two of them. Okay, fine. So there was a woman who was a fisherman, right? And fisherwoman, and she decided to spend her time. She was spending a day, and she was going to sleep with one of her friends. She was going to sleep in her house of a friend. And she was a florist, right? Who sells flowers. And what happened that she made all the wonderful arrangement for the fisherwoman to make her comfortable, make her happy, and all the flowers were kept around her. And this particular fisherwoman, when she came to the house of this florist, what happened? She was not able to sleep in the night. Karvat badal rahi thi. This side to that side, that direction, this side. She was getting up, again go to sleep, again walking around, and she's putting her effort to go to sleep. But she was not able to. So finally, that her friend came and asked, "What is the problem, my dear friend?" She said, "Look, there is so much. I can experience that there is a lot of flowers around, and a lot of ugly smell. Odor is coming from that." I said, "What? It's a lot of fragrance around. I can experience that." "No. can you just allow me that my khochada, my basket is outside. Can you allow me to bring that inside? Huh? If I can bring that inside, no, so okay, you can do that. So she brought inside, and when that smell from the dead fishes, when that smell entered her nose, then she was able to sleep peacefully. खोचड़े में रहने की आदत पड़ गई हम लोग को. We have this tendency. So despite of these disturbances, one does not want to give up the family life. One does not want to give us the troubled people. One does not want to give up that job. One does not want to explore for better opportunities. One does not want to look for an association with devotees. Amongst all these, he still hopes that there is a happiness ahead. There is a happiness ahead, not now, but there is happiness ahead. So that is the situation with us. And you know what happens, that he continues his fruitive activities in an attempt to become happy. But unfortunately, there is no happiness. So we don't have time actually to discuss these things in detail. Probably next time. Further, there is a description about the glories of the descendants of the king Priyavrat Maharaj. And then there is a description of Jambu Dweep. Jambu Dweep. Oh, where is Jambu Dweep? Okay. So Jambu Dweep. Jambu Dweep. The planetary system known as Bhumandala. Now this is a very complex subject matter. I usually avoid speaking on these things, because even Shukdev Goswami says that it's very difficult. Whatever he understood also, it's very limited. And it needs a very detailed explanation sitting down. But I'm just trying to go touch to the subject matters and just go around. So the planetary system known as Bhumandal resembles like a lotus flower. And it has 7 islands resemble that of a whorl of a flower. And the length and breadth of this island is known as Jambu Dweep, and which is situated in the middle of that flower. Lotus flower, the flower is there, in the middle there is a Jambu Dweep, right? So Jambu Dweep is round like a leaf of a lotus flower, as per Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this Jambu Dweep, the Jambu Dweep is divided into 9 varshas. The Jambu Dweep is divided into 9 varshas. Varshas means, I can say that it divided into 9 parts. Simple. Okay? And it has different names to it. What are the names to it? Bharata Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha, Hari Varsha, Kuru Varsha, Hiranyamaya Varsha, Ramyaka Varsha, Ilavrata Varsha, Bhadrashva Varsha, and Ketumala Varsha. So this Jambu Dweep is divided into these 9 islands. Okay? And these 9 islands, they are divided. How they are divided? This island has to be divided. They are divided by mountains. What are the name of the mountains? Shringavana, Shweta, Neela, Malayavan, Gandha, Mandhana, Nishada, Hemakuta, and Himalaya. Right? And each of this, one of them is Bharata Varsha. Right? So I can show you one map. Let me try to see if I can, which is best of the maps. Yes. Okay. This is the map. This whole is Jambu Dweep. Okay. This whole is Jambu Dweep. It can be visited. It will not come, right? Yeah. Okay. Can you see that, everyone? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, this is good. So that is, you can see that in simple. Yeah, that is good. So that is Jambu Dweep, right? Jambu Dweep ke beech mein kya hai? Sumeru mountain hai. Is Sumeru mountain in the middle, right? And then there are 9 varshas. You can see that Ilavat, Bharat Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha. Right from the bottom, starting from the bottom right, Bharat Varsha is there, Kim Purusha Varsha is there, Hari Varsha is there. On the top is Ramyak Varsha, Hiranyamaya Varsha, Uttara Kuru Varsha. And this all track of land is divided with the help of mountains, Himalaya mountains, Hemakuta mountain, Nishada mountain, so like that. Okay. So, and then each, and there is a lot detail on what happens in Sumeru. In Sumeru mountain also there are a lot of things are there on the top. I don't want to get into all those details, but I'm just showing you the glimpse. And then there are so many what I can say, lakes are there, lakes of sugar cane, lakes of liquor, lakes of milk, lakes of so many different kind of lakes are there. So all these things are explained in the detail in this particular chapter. And then the study of the structure of the universe is very nicely defined by Shukdev Goswami. The movement of the sun, the orbits of the planet, the Shishubha planetary system, and the subterranean heavenly planets. So there are heavenly planets, 7 kinds of heavenly planets are there. What happens in each heavenly planet? Actually, in simple words, I want to tell you that all these planets are occupied by living entities, human beings. Human beings means, sorry, there are human beings are in Bharatavarsha, but other places are also personality like human beings are there, but they are elevated souls, and these are actually all other planetary systems, all other places, all other varshas. They come in the category of heavenly planets. So in simple words, if we can put that this Bharatavarsha is for human beings, in other places they are meant for elevated beings, but not necessarily that they are spiritually very advanced. They might be enjoying that particular place. And in each of this Varsha which was mentioned there is a predominating deity of the Supreme Lord which is present in that planet, in that particular Varsha. And the just like Bharatavarsha is such a big Varsha, and Nar-Narayan Rishi is our predominating deity. So like that in each Varsha, there are different kinds of predominating deity of the Supreme Lord, and the residents of that particular Varsha, they worship that particular deity of the Lord. Right? So, and then there are so many things in details, what is happening in each Varsha are explained in detail in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then comes the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is also called as Poshana. Now there is a pastimes of Ajamil. Now we need to understand that at the end of the 5th canto, Shukdeva Goswami describes the 28 different kinds of hellish planets. The description of hellish planets in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 28. 28 are the major category. 28 are Tamishra, Andatamishra, Raurava, Maharaurava, Kumbipak, Kala Sutra, Ashiparvatana. Like that, there are 28 kinds of heavenly planets. Now, what are these heavenly planets? Sorry, hellish planets. Now, we have a police here. We have a law, we have a constitution, and their government is there. Whenever somebody does some illegal activities, the police comes, catches him, puts him to the jail, right? For the amount of crime he has committed, there are certain sections been applied, and the crime that is committed for that particular sections, for that particular time is allotted, that how much time he has to spend in jail, and he goes to the jail, right? Spends so many years and comes back outside. Same things happen in hellish planetary systems. When a Jivatma might, if he has committed sinful activities, but he escapes this police wale, if he escapes the jurisdiction of this police people, and he does not get punished, there is a superior authority, the nature. Yamraj is the controller, and there are laws of nature, and by the laws of nature, he is punished. He doesn't get punished, double time punishment nahi milta. He doesn't get punished 2 times. If he has committed sinful activities, he will get punished here, and he will be freed from that, because he has received that punishment, and then it is good for him. Previously, for a lot of sinful activities, the king used to be very harsh. If someone has murdered somebody, the king used to order that person to be killed. Why? Because if he is not killed, then he might commit more sinful activities, and then when he gives up the body, then he might have to suffer more. and he might get punished more. So it is better that person gets killed. Now, it is when Maharaj Parikshit heard that lot of entities, they actually suffer in this different kinds of hellish planetary system, then he asked a question. Question is that, does every living entity has to go through the sufferings, or what is the way by which we can help this living entity not go into this hellish planetary systems? Because the punishment which one gets there, now when one goes to the jail, he has a special kind of a dress code, and then when he gets that dress code, he serves as one of the prisoners, and then he has to follow all the rules and regulations. He works hard, might have to clean the toilets and do so many things, do a lot of menial activities. He might be one of the greatest businessman or so rich person outside, but when he comes in the jail as a prisoner, he has to wear a dress of a prisoner and he has to do a lot of menial activities. Similarly, when a soul leaves the body and he is taken to Yamaraji and he is bound to get punished, then he gets a yatana sharir. He gets a body, so the soul cannot live without a body. The soul needs a body, so he gets a body by which he gets suffering, he gets that dress. And when he goes to hellish planetary systems, he gets that punishment. And he's killed so many times, he's tortured so many times, but he doesn't die. If he had fried so many chickens and eaten that, and if the atonement is not done, and then if he goes to the hellish planetary system, then he will be fried like the chicken. If he has boiled living entities, in oil, then he will be boiled like that in the same way, right? So Parikshit Maharaj, when he hears this, he gets very scared that that how can we save living entities? So Shukdev Goswami says there are three kinds of atonements. One is karma prayashit, one is jnana prayashit, one is bhakti prayashit. First, he says about karma prayashit. He says if somebody has committed some sinful activities and then one commits pious activities to counteract that, then it helps him, it benefits him. So Shukdev Goswami, when he presented this, Parikshit Maharaj said, what? But he's committing sinful activity, then you're saying that he, as per the Dharma Shastras, he follows the Dharma Shastra and does some pious activity, for example. Just say that if he has killed an animal and then he's been told to walk so many 1,000 kilometers towards a holy place, so he might do that. But Parikshit Maharaj is saying the tendency of him committing that sinful activity doesn't go. Tendency is still there. The tendency doesn't purify. A person might go in jail and he comes outside. The tendency of committing that sin doesn't go. He might come out and he might wait for so many years. Who had put him in jail, who had complained about him, he might come out, and the first thing he goes and shoots that person. Right? So going to jail doesn't work because the heart transformation doesn't happen. Then comes Jnana Praya. Then Shukdev Goswami Parikshit Maharaj rejects that offer of Shukdev Goswami, and then Shukdev Goswami proposes Jnana Prayashit. In Jnana Prayashit, what happens? The person is aware. The person is aware of there are so many scriptures, and he is aware of what is right, what is wrong, and he performs a lot of tapasya, a lot of austerities, he takes a lot of vows, and it is better than the karma prayashit. And he refrains himself from getting into a lot of sinful reactions by that. He's aware of that. He has knowledge. This is wrong. This is right. So he tries his best to not get into that, and he performs a lot of pious activities. He takes a lot of vows. He fasts on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the demigod. So many things happen, and he does a lot of vratas. He walks. A lot of tapasya he does. But still, when the subject matter comes in front of such Jnanis, Jnana Prayashit also, Jnana Prayashit people are doing, when the subject matter comes in front of him, he gets carried away. A person might refrain himself from getting into bad activities if he is a drunkard. His heart is not purified. He's not got higher taste. He has not received higher taste. The drunkard has not, but he's been avoiding that, going to that street, not getting into that association, and not touching the bottle of the beer, for example. But what happens is, that as soon as somebody just gives him and nobody's around, he just takes that. So what we are what we truly are we when we are alone. When nobody is watching us, it's what we think. When nobody is watching us, but everybody is watching us. The demigods are watching us. Lord Surya is watching us. Chandra is watching us. Everybody watches us. But when we are alone, what we are actually we are. Our actual nature is revealed at that time. Banda kamre mein. When nobody is in the house, it is closed and we are free to do what we want. The money is there, everything is there. Anyways. So Parikshit Maharaj says it's useless. And then he presents Bhakti Prayashit. And then he says Bhakti Prayashit is that when one performs, when one does atonement by Prayashit means atonement. Atonement one performs by with the help of bhakti. What happens? All the desires for sinful activity which are there in the heart of a person, that are completely uprooted and are gone. So when Maharaj Parikshit hears about all these things, he was very happy that Bhakti Prayashit is very good, because by doing Bhakti Prayashit, all the sins which are committed in the past life and which he has committed in this life also, and the tendency to commit that sinful activity is also completely removed, and then he becomes a proper pure soul. So Parikshit Maharaj says, can you describe any history by which helps us relate to this particular subject matter? So he said, yes, there is a history. There was a person called as Ajamil. Now Ajamil was a Brahmana. Ajamil was a Brahmana, Brahmanical family. He was worshipping Lord Narayana. He had he had such a nice, chaste wife. And he was a very good servant of the parents. And he was having a very happy life. One fine day, his father requests him, go and get something from the forest, for Samhita from the forest. And he goes in the forest, looks for that particular, he was looking for that Samhita in the forest, and then he comes across a prostitute who was being embraced by a man. And that prostitute was so beautiful that this Ajamil gets completely carried away with her. He becomes so attached to her that he was applying his mind, he was applying his knowledge, he was applying whatever he has heard for so many years. He has practiced brahmacharya life, he has heard so many shastras, so he was applying everything there, and he was trying to avoid his mind getting into that, but he could not. He was dragged, his senses were dragged, and he fell for that prostitute. When he came home, he was thinking of that prostitute. Oh, how beautiful she was, but why is that prostitute with that other man? So he finds out, where is that girl, where is that woman? He goes and traces her. He goes to her home and requests her that I can do anything for you. Whatever you want in this world, I will give you. Please get married to me. And that prostitute said, okay, if you're going to give me everything, then I'm fine. They both get married. But she said, you have to kick out your parents and you have to kick out this lady from the house. And then Ajamil, he kicks out the parents. He asks his wife, who was very chaste, who was very loyal, to go away from her life. And then Ajamil spends his life with this prostitute. Now, very unusual life story of Ajamil, right? That Ajamil was so much absorbed in taking care of her, that to fulfill all her desires, that Ajamil went to any extent to fulfill her desires. He plundered people, he looted people, he killed people, he kidnapped people, he did everything in the world to satisfy the desires of his wife. And Ajamil had 10 sons from that prostitute. Fortunately, what happened, once some sadhus were visiting that village, Kannauj village. Ajamil was from the village Kannauj near Kanpur. There is still, that village is there. That village is still there, Kannauj. So, these sadhus visited Kannauj village and they asked, we want to spend the night in a pious Brahmana's family. And they said, yes, there is a very nice pious Brahmana here, Ajamil. Why don't you go to his place? They played some joke with him, with the sadhus, So they all went to the house of Ajamil. And when they saw that this house does not follow any Brahmanical culture, but the sadhus went there, Ajamil was not there. But his wife was there. She was a prostitute. She was not a offender or something like that. She came outside, she saw sadhus, and she bowed down before them, and she said, how can I serve you? And the sadhus could see her and could identify that she was not a proper character person. But then she could understand that her husband was Brahmana, and they could understand everything. And the sadhus told to that wife that, tell your husband that name this, she was pregnant with the 10th son, and she said that name this son in the womb as Narayan. So Ajamil, when he comes back and he hears the whole incident, he said, wow, Narayan, this name sounds familiar to me. Because Ajamil used to worship Narayan and Shila in his house. And after this whole incident, he stopped completely, right? And so Ajamil had no objection at all to keep his son's name as Narayan. And he agreed. And when Ajamil's son's name was kept as Narayan, then you know what happens in a house where there are children? In Narayan, come here. Narayan, go there. Narayan, what are you doing? Narayan, 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 Narayan. 24 hours, parents are chanting Narayan, Narayan, right? They were chanting the name of the son Narayan. Narayan, don't do this. Narayan, do this. Narayan, where are you going? Narayan, don't do that. Narayan, stay away from this. Narayan, do that. So, can you imagine in a house? There are more than 16 rounds are chanted in a house. I have 3 kids. And I know. I just 16, 32, and 16. 48 rounds ऐसी chant होते हैं. Throughout the day, and their mother chants more rounds. Because father is outside in the working, so mother chants more rounds. Narayan, 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 Narayan. Ajamil unknowingly was chanting the name of Lord Narayan. आज 10 बजने वाले हैं. बोलना मत. Narayan, Narayan. I'll try. So, Ajamil did not realize that his destined time in this body was about to get over. Ajamil got the 10th child when he was 82 years old. Ajamil was 88 years old. He was on the deathbed. He was about to die. Because Ajamil has committed sinful activities with his body, mind and soul. Body, mind, action. That's why 3 Yamadutas came to take Ajamil. Usually 2 Yamadutas come. And when the Yamadutas come, what do? They have Yamapash with them. And when the Yamapash is there, the soul is very attached to the body. All of us, we are very attached to our body. We can see people who are diseased condition in the hospital, go to the hospital, they might be having cancer and 3rd degree cancer, they might be having such problematic situation in their body, but still if you ask them, do you want to die? They will say no. Why? Because they're so attached to the body. We are all very attached to the body. And when a sinful person who is committing a lot of sinful activities, he doesn't want to give up that body. So the Yamaraja sends Yamadutas and they come with a Yamapash and they put that Yamapash on the soul. And the soul is dragged out from that body. And when the dragging is going on, he experiences a lot of pain. And also when the Yamaraja are there, Yamadutas are there, the Yamadutas are not handsome personalities. Yamadutas are ferocious looking personalities. So when the soul is being dragged, that too by such ferocious looking people, one gives, he does potty and that's why if someone urinates on the bed itself at the time of his death, that is one of the symptoms that he has seen Yamarajji because of the fear. He has seen Yamdutas. So Ajamil, when he was dragged out from the body, he called out, Narayana aha! Narayan, please come here. And when he said, because he was very attached to his son, and he just wanted to make sure that his son is okay, and he said, Narayan, where are you? Are these people coming to take you as well? So Narayan, please come here, where are you? And when he said Narayan aha at the time of the death, exactly the time of the death, Ante Narayana Smriti, and Ante Narayana Smaran ho gaya uska. Ho gaya uska Ajamil ka. Ajamil is a sinful person, he chanted the name of Narayan, and that with every syllable, Na, Ra, Ya, Na, Lord Vishnu sent 4 Vishnu Dutas for the protection of Ajamil. And Ajamil, when he saw that 4 beautiful personalities, they came there, and they also had Sudarshan Chakra. They were also like Vishnu. Only Kaustubh jail was not there. They also had Shankha Chakra, Gada Padma. With that Sudarshan, one of the Vishnu Dutas cut the Yamapash, and Ajamil was immediately freed. And when the Yamadutas saw that Yamapash was cut, they were shaken. Who are they? Who are they? Because Yamadutas were thinking that they are police. And who can check the orders of Yamarajji? And they said, who are you? And they said, why are you taking Mahatma Ajamil to hell? The 3 of them, they looked at each other. Ajamil to yahi hai. Sir, dear sirs, you are very handsome looking personalities, gorgeous people, and because of you the entire atmosphere is illuminated. But sir, we have warrant against him, and then all the sections, all the sinful activities which are done, we can easily make out from his life. There's a prostitute, she's there, he has 10 sons, and all the sinful activities he did. Ajamil is a Mahatma, why are you taking him to Vaikunta? Why are you taking him to dragging him to hellish planets? He said, sir, where is he? Where has he performed such pious activities that you're talking about? He has to go to Vaikunta. He's a sinful man. Then Vishnudutta said, what is dharma? Okay, explain what is dharma. So they said, what is dharma? They gave their definition, their understanding of what is dharma. That if a person commits sinful activities, he is bound to get punished, right? And then they explained that what categories are there and how they get, what kind of punishments are being offered. Everything is explained by them. But they failed to record, the Yamadutas, they failed to record that Ajamil also chanted the holy name of Lord Narayana. And then there are 2 kinds of religious principles, dear devotees. One is general religious principles, and one is transcendental religious principles. Pay attention. One is general dharma, and one is Bhagavad dharma. When as devotees, for us, the transcendental religious principles are applied. We are no more under the jurisdictions of general principles. When somebody takes to the worship of Lord Vishnu, when he devotes his life to him, chants the holy name, surrenders to him, then his file, as I told you, his file is transferred. The Yamaraj, they delete their file, and the account is opened with Vishnu Dutas. They take care of it. Everything happens in his life is by the will of the Lord. So Ajamil unknowingly chanted the name of the Lord Narayan. So Yamadutas, where they were been taught a lesson here, they were been given a discourse on Bhagavad Dharma principles by Vishnu Dutas. Vishnu Dutas explained that Ajamil chanted the name of Lord Narayana, and because of which he has been freed from the sins committed not only from this birth, but he has been freed from the sinful activity he has committed from millions of lifetimes. So Ajamil is not fit for you to be taken to Yamaraji, but he is fit now to go to our master's abode. And then they explained to them the glories of the holy name in lot detailed. When they understood that, and so Ajamil was looking, at Vishnu Dutas, and Ajamil was looking at Yamadutas, and he was thinking, who will win, Baba? Who will win? Who will win? And finally the Yamadutas, they lost, and they were asked to go away. And Vishnudutas also, the medicine is applied. Medicine is applied. This is the place where one gets peace. Outside there is आग लगी हुई है बाहर संसार में. This is a place where one can be peaceful. So it's fine. I am okay. You can sleep, no problem. Just don't make sound. So Ajamil, he offered his respectful obeisance to Vishnudutas, and he decided to go to Haridwar. And his life was extended, lifespan was extended. Ajamil lived for more 13 years. He spent his life in Haridwar amongst the association of devotees, and he perfected his existence. So much so that at the time of his death, these 4 Vishnudutas who came to save him, they came to take him to the abode of the Lord, and Ajamil went to the abode of the Lord. Ajamil Prabhu ki. So, then Yamarajis, this Yamadutas, they went back to Yamarajji, and they were so offended. They said to Yamarajji that they did not even offer obeisance to Yamarajji this time. They just went and started talking that we don't want to work with you anymore. We are resigning, all 3 of us are resigning, and we are going to tell to others also that Yamarajji, you are not the supreme authority. We were thinking that you are the supreme authority, and bindas में हम लोग घूमते थे. यार मर जाते हम लोग. They are thinking, yeah, we were going and we were thinking that you are the authority, you are the boss, we are the supreme controllers here, whole world, and we can drag anybody. Once we have a warrant, we can drag anybody. But we went to get this Ajamil, and Yamarajji, that 4 Vishnudutas came there. And then Yamarajji was told the whole story. And Yamarajji said, wow, you got darshan of Vishnudutas. You are so fortunate. Today my kingdom, I am blessed that my associates, they got darshan of Vishnudutas. And Yamarajji told very specifically that this Bhagavad Dharma principles is very rarely to be understood. What is Bhagavad Dharma? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Hearing about the glories of the Lord, reading about it, speaking about it, thinking about the Lord's glories, offering, developing relationship with the Lord, offering ourselves to the Lord. This is Bhagavad Dharma. Making Krishna as the life of our, making the center of our life is Bhagavad Dharma, is Jaiva Dharma. That is Sanatan Dharma. And rendering loving devotional service to Supreme Lord. And then he explained that there are 12 authorities who know this. And then Yamarajji, he told that, my dear Yamadutas, I want to declare this, that those who have taken shelter of the Lord Hari, those who have uttered once the name of Lord Hari, those who have offered obeisance to Lord Hari, those who associate the devotees, please make sure that you do not bring them here in this abode of mine. Because there we have no jurisdiction over them, we have no power to bring them here. So please make sure that you do not drag them here, because I am not responsible. So you should understand that such glorious are the devotees of the Lord. If Ajamil unknowingly chanting the name of his son Narayana gets delivered, so what to say about those devotees who are knowingly performing devotional service and chanting the names of Supreme Lord? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So there shall be no doubt in their deliverance. So let's move further. Hare Krishna. So, Indra, once now we are going to discuss about Vritrasura and Chitraketu Maharaj. Once Indra, he was enjoying his material opulence. And when somebody gets post and position, that is the real test of one's character. One might, when one gets lot of wealth comes to a person, he gets big positions in the society. Then that is the test how one uses that position, how one uses that wealth. So Indra once was, he was enjoying his lifestyle, sitting with his wife and enjoying the apsaras, and all the devatas were glorifying Indra, Jai Indra, Jai Indra. So Brahaspati, his spiritual master, happened to come there. And Indra did not pay respect to Brahaspati. He did not get up from his seat. When you see a spiritual master, get up from his seat, offer thunderwords, and give him your position. Indra did not do that. Indra offended Brahaspati. Brahaspati saw that Indra is now, puffed up with the opulence, and he's disregarded me. So what happened? Brahaspati gave him up, and he disappeared. And then after a while he realized, what did I just do? Probably his wife might have told, what you just did? Rectify yourself, look for Brahaspati. He sent everybody looking for Brahaspati. But Brahaspati is the guru of the demigods. If he wants that he should not be found by anybody, he cannot, no one can find him. So Brahaspati disappeared, and all the devatas were in difficulty, and all the demons, they took this opportunity. They get the news. Spies rehte. They got the news, and the demons attacked Devaraj Indra and took away his kingdom. And Indra was without the kingdom. And then Indra, he went to Brahmaji as usual. Indrari vyakulam loke mrudayanti yuge yuge. He goes to Brahma. First step is to go to Brahmaji. And then Brahmaji chastises Indra, you rascal. You don't know how to respect your spiritual master. Why are you coming to me? You should suffer. You are meant to suffer. So Brahmaji, Indra was begging forgiveness. When the post and positions are taken away, then one comes to his senses. Till the time, if the disciple is thinking that he has this post and positions and this and that, he feels that he is equal to Guru or more than Guru. But then when Brahaspati understood, when Indra understood that his Guru is his Guru, and because of Guru's mercy, Indra has everything what he has in his life. So Indra realized that, but it was too late. So Indra, what did he do? He begged to Brahmaji, please help me. And then he said that accept Vishwarupa as your Guru. So Vishwarupa was the son of Tvashta. So Vishwarupa was accepted as Guru by Indra. And Vishwarupa taught him Narayan Kavach. And with the help of Narayan Kavach, Vishwarupa helped Indra get back his kingdom. So when he got the kingdom again, then there was something unusual again Indra did. What was that? Vishwarupa, his father was demigod. His mother was from the demon side. So Vishwarupa as a Brahmana, he used to perform fire sacrifices, and he used to offer oblations to Indra and other devatas. But his mother told that please also offer it to my family also. He said, okay mama, no problem. So he was offering the oblations to the demons as well. And when Indra found out, he just lost it. He just came and cut off the head of Vishwarupa, and he committed another sinful activity. And then imagine a person who has rejected the Guru, did not offer obeisance to the Guru. First Guru went away. He got second Guru by Brahmaji. Imagine, Brahmaji told that except till Brahaspati comes back, we'll see when Brahaspati comes back, except Vishwarupa as the Guru. Indra cuts off the head of even Vishwarupa. And then Indra realizes what I just did. He was a Brahmana. And then that is sinful activity of killing a Brahmana, that Brahma Hatya unke piche lag gayi, that was behind him. And then he decided, he could have contracted that, but he accepted that, and he divided his sin into 4. He gave it to the land, the trees, the woman, and the water. The Matajis, when they get their monthly cycles, that is the Indra's sin which they accepted. Then the trees, they they accepted the sin in the form of that sap is there in that tree. Then the water, the bubbles which we see in the water, if the water is contaminated bubbles, that is actually the sin of Indra. And the land accepted that when the land is the barren land is actually the sin of Indra, right? So this four personalities that took the sin of Indra. And Indra then so Vishwarupa's father was Twashta, and Twashta he started performing yagya to manifested personality who will kill Indra. But while chanting that prayers, he manifested a person who will get killed by Indra. He was chanting a mantra to kill Indra, let the person be born, but vidhi ka vidhan aisa tha. And Vritrasur, a demon, was born. When Vritrasur was born, he was so powerful that he could actually defeat all the demigods single-handedly. And Indra realized that we cannot defeat Vritrasur. So Indra was vyakul that now again our kingdom is going to go, and I might get killed also. So Vritrasur was so powerful. So Indra decided that let me take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And he went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji went to Supreme Lord that please help. This Vritrasur is very, very powerful. Now who was Vritrasur? Vritrasur was the greatest devotee of the Lord. Vritrasur was in the previous birth Chitraketu Maharaj. And he has got darshan of Sankarshana Bhagavan, and he has attained perfection in his life. But because of some reason, we will come to that point, he became a demon. And Vritrasur, although he was a demon, he was born in a demonic, he was like a demon, he had like a tamogoni, he was in the mode of ignorance, but he was one of the topmost devotees of the Lord. He was a Paramhamsa. He was 24 hours thinking of Krishna. Indra did not know that. So when Indrari Vyakulam Loke Vridanta Yuge Yogi, Indra was Vyakul, Indra was disturbed, and he went to the Lord asking that, my dear Lord, please help, please take incarnation now and kill this Vritrasur. Indra thinks that Krishna is his servant. He does things for his own pleasure. This is what happens. We want to do things for our own thing, and then we drag Guru in this, we drag Krishna in that. That is Indra's. There are some category of devotees like Indra. They are karma mishrita bhakta. They want everything for their pleasure. They want Guru should be for their pleasure. They want Krishna should be there for their pleasure. So this is our duty is to serve them. So Indra, how is Indra? Indra's duty was to serve Krishna. But Indra was self-centered person. He was selfish person. So Indra was always thinking of himself. And he wanted that Lord should take incarnation for him. And Lord used to do that. What to do? Indra is in the management of the Lord. If something goes wrong to Indra, then the Lord has to help him. But unfortunately, this time for Indra, the Lord said, I cannot come. I will not come. You manage by your own. Why will Lord want to come and kill his own devotee? So the Lord refused to do that. So then Indra said, are you sure that you don't want to come? I said, yes, I cannot come. You manage Vritrasur pastimes on your own. And he said, my dear Lord, okay, you don't want to come, but can you give me some solution for this? And he said, yes, go to Dadichi Rishi. Now Indra was told, go to Dadichi Rishi. He said, my dear Lord, in the whole 3 world, you get only Dadichi Rishi? Now Indra has some kinds of fights with many of them. Because Indra is such an insecure person that to secure his position, he gets into fight with everybody. When we are practicing pure devotional service, then that person as devotee, we don't want anything from the material world. But when we are practicing Mishrita Bhakti, when we want Bhakti also, and we also want sense gratification also, then the life is self-centered. And then what happens? For the protection of our post and position, we mess up things with everyone. So once what happened, Dadichi Rishi was actually the creator of Narayan Kavach. He created Narayan Kavach. And he gave it to Twashta, Twashta gave it to Vishwarupa. So Dadichi Rishi once was doing his devotional service, and Ashwini Kumaras go and meet Dadichi Rishi. Ashwini Kumars are the physicians, are the doctors of, Indra, Indra's kingdom. So Ashwini Kumar, they go to Dadichi Rishi and they said, Dadichi Rishi, we want to know that Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya, Mahavidya means Narayan Kavach. We want to learn Narayan Kavach from you. Dadichi Muni said that right now I am busy, and he gave this particular time you should come. This particular day, this particular time you come, and then we will discuss and I will give you. Indra finds out that Ashwini Kumar went to Dadichi Rishi. Indra comes to Dadichi Rishi, said, Dadichi ji, if you give the Mahavidya, Brahma Vidya to Ashwini Kumaras, I am going to cut off your head. And Dadichi Rishi said, but why? No, if you do that, I will cut off your head. He said, okay. So Indra went back. Ashwini Kumaras came at the prescribed date and prescribed time. They came, and then Dadichi Rishi said to Ashwini Kumar that if I give you the Brahma Vidya, Indra is going to come and cut off my head. What shall we do in the circumstances? The Ashwini Kumar said, my dear Dadichi, you promised. So is it okay with you that we are the doctors, we are the physicians, we can operate you. So is it okay if we cut off your head now, put the head of a horse, and then from the horse head you speak the Brahma Vidya to us, right? And then let Indra come, he cut off your head, and then we will fix the original head. Dadichi Rishi ने बोला कि बस मेरे को जिंदा रखना भाई. Dadichi Rishi said, make sure that I am alive in this whole situation. Because he promised, Dadichi Rishi said, because I have promised you, I have to do that. Because I gave word. When you give the word, you have to keep the word. In no matter what it is. If you are given the word, keep the word. रघुवीर क्या हो कहना है प्राण न जाए पर वचन न जाए. We have seen so many histories where they gave the word, and to keep that word they did that. Shibhi Maharaj and so Raghupati रीत सदा चली आई प्राण न जाए पर वचन न जाए. Raghukul रीत सदा चली आई. So Dadichi Rishi, he kept Dadichi Rishi, he kept the promise. He gave the Brahma Vidya to them. They cut off the head, and the horse head was kept. So with the head of a horse, he spoke the Mahavidya. And that's why this Vidya is also called as Ashwashira Vidya. Ashwashira Vidya. Ashwa, Shira is. Yeah. So Indra comes, cuts off the head, and they fix the original head. This is so Indra, when the Supreme Lord told Indra that you have to go to Dadichi Rishi, Dadichi said, my dear Lord, first of all, you don't want to incarnate and you don't want to come and help me. The second thing, you want that I should go and take help of Dadichi. And you know that I am not in good terms with Dadichi. Now, we should know that time is very, very powerful. Not to use our power, not to use our position for suppressing somebody or manipulating the situations. If you do that, time is very powerful. Time will come back. And you will be in such a situation that person whom you troubled, you will need his help. And the Lord, to teach Indra this lesson, he said, go to Dadichi Rishi and ask for his life. And he told that when Dadichi Rishi gives up his life, ask Vishwakarma to make a Vajra out of that. And with that Vajra you can kill Vritrasur. And Lord Indra said, dear Lord, it's not going to work out. It's not going to happen. How can I, first of all, I have to go and ask Dadichi to give up his life. It's not going to happen. And said, no, you have to go. That's the only way out. So he goes with Ashwini Kumaras. He goes with other demigod. Ashwini Kumaras beg on behalf of Indra to Dadichi Rishi, please give up the body. And initially he refused. But then understanding the will of the Lord, he was not attached to the body. Dadichi Rishi gave up the body. A weapon was made by Vishwakarma. And with that weapon, he came in front of Vritrasura to fight. But Vritrasura was such a powerful demon that it was very difficult for Indra to actually have so much confidence to kill Vritrasura. Indra sent a club to to Vritrasur. Vritrasur took that club, sent it back, it fell on the Airavat. With Indra, with Airavat, they fell. And Airavat was injured. Indra was thinking, oh my God, thank God I did not use the Vajra. Imagine if I used the club and it came back, if I sent the Vajra could have come and killed me. So Indra said, I am not going to use any, I am done. That's it. And then there started a discourse in the middle of the battle. They both started discussing the nature of the material world. They both started discussing. Actually, while they were discussing, Indra was ashamed that Vritrasura was having such an elevated consciousness. In this case, our commentators say that in this scenario, Vritrasura was actually Sura and Indra was actually Asura. Because Vritrasura was saying, Indra, I am going to attain the supreme destination and you rascal, you are going to rotten in this material world. So you go ahead, why are you afraid of the fighting? I want to die. I want to die from your hand so that I can attain the supreme perfection. And what are you afraid of? Victory and defeat? Victory and defeat is in the hands of the Supreme Lord. You just perform your duty and whatever result is, the Supreme Lord will give you the result. And guess what, Indra? You have the instructions of the Supreme Lord. You have the weapon of Vajra. You have the weapon which is made from the body of Dadichi. What do you want? And when Indra heard such an elevated consciousness, such an elevated discussion between them took place, Indra was actually ashamed and he realized that Vritrasura was a great devotee of the Lord. And he decided, I will not fight now. Although I want to kill you, but I will not kill you. So he decided, although I have the Vajra with me, but I don't wish to kill you. Whatever happens, happens. Indra also is a devotee. And when he realizes that personality in front of him is actually an elevated person, he refused to kill Vritrasura. Earlier he was thinking he was a demon, but then he realized when he was a devotee of the Lord, he said, I don't want to do that. Okay, Vritrasura, so take it easy. I'm not going to fight with you. But Vritrasura was saying, no, I want to get rid of this body. I don't want to stay in this body of a demon. I want to become a nice devotee. I want to enter in the abode of the Lord. I want to serve the Lord. So you kill me, you rascal, you kill me. And so Indra was not listening. So Vritrasura had to take his trident and he threw at Indra, and then Indra had no option but for his protection, he took out the Vajra and cut it into pieces and he protected himself. And then Indra, he sent his Vajra and cut off the hands of Vritrasura, and then Vritrasura was about to he was about to fall on the ground, but before he could do that, he actually swallowed Indra with Airavat. And that was how powerful he was. Because Indra did not want to kill him. So he said, let me swallow Indra. So he swallowed Indra. And because Indra chanted the Narayan Kavach, because of the protection of Narayan Kavach, Indra was able to protect himself in the body of Vritrasura. And he started cutting the Vritrasura's body from inside. And that's how Vritrasura was killed. When Parishit Maharaj heard that Vritrasura, he sang 3 verses. When Vritrasura, when he was in the front of Indra, he saw Lord Sankarsana in front of him. And he was singing prayers to Lord Sankarsana. And when Parishit Maharaj heard this, that how can a Vritrasura, a demon who was in a demonic body, in a mode of ignorance, how can such a personality can have such a consciousness that his mind is fixed in Krishna? How is it possible? Right? So then he started to narrate about that the life of Chitraketu Maharaj. He said that there was a king called Chitraketu, and the Chitraketu had thousands and thousands of wives, but he has no sons. So Chitraketu Maharaj, he was very sad, he was very morose. And one fine day, Angira Rishi happened to come to his palace, and he said, Angira asked Chitraketu, what happened, my dear king? Because when the kings are sad, the Brahmanical devotees, the sadhus, they go and ask the king and try to help him out. Because if the king is sad, the whole citizens are sad. If the king is happy, the whole citizens are happy. So Angira went and asked Chitraketu, what is the problem? What is wrong with you? He said, I have no son. He said, it is good if you don't have son. Your fate says that you don't have son, it's good. You be happy and rule the kingdom. They said, no, there is no spice in the household life. Raja kahe Maharaja sukhi, Maharaja kahe sukh Indra ko bhari, Indra kahe chaturanan sukhi chaturanan kahe hari bhajan bina sab jiv dukh hari. If you go to the chief minister, ask him, are you happy? He said, no, how can I be happy? Mind you, the PM is happy. If you go to the PM, are you happy? The PM will say, अरे हम कहाँ सुखी है भैया, सुखी तो इंद्र है. If you go to Indra, are you happy? Indra will say, no, I am not happy. Chaturanand, Brahma is happy. If you go to Brahma, are you happy? They said, no. I also have so many problems. So much problems are going on. Management means problem. Brahma is saying, and he's a topmost. He's a CEO. So Goswami Tulsidas says, Hari bhajan bina sab jiv dukhari. All the jivas, anybody that might be, if we are bereft of the devotion to the Supreme Lord, we are unhappy in this world. Agar sukh hai, if there is any happiness, happiness is in the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So it is best to devote our whole life for the service of the Lord and Raho Bindast. Krishna Das Sada Bindast. Maya ka Das Sada Udas. Do everything in the world, but you always be and devotees are always. Even the most difficult situation, Vritrasur, he was in a demonic body. He was so happy. He was satisfied, and he was fixed in the lotus feet of the Lord. So Chitraketu Maharaj was lamenting, and Angira Rishi, he said, okay, finally he said, okay, if you are so much, behind this, I want a son. Okay, then he performed a yajna and gave kheer, which was offered from the yajna. He said, you give this to your first wife. So the first wife drank the kheer, and the son was born. Now what happened when the son was born? Naturally, the Chitraketu Maharaj's attention was going towards the son and the first wife, and all the attention was taken by both of them. And all the other wives, they're envious. That, yaar, hum log hai nahi kya? Our existence is not there. Why the king has to spend whole life, whole time, everything is occupied by the little boy. And they became envious, and all of them, they gathered together. It is very difficult for Matajis, to come to one conclusion. But they came to one conclusion that they will kill, they will poison, they will poison. It's just a joke, take it jokingly, okay? Take it just. I hope I'll reach the home. So they decided to poison Chitraketu Maharaj's son, that first son. And the son died. And the situation became worse. Chitraketu Maharaj was crying, and the whole atmosphere was, all of the citizens were crying. That they got a son after so much effort, and the son was killed. And all these other ladies also, they're pretending to cry. And, then at this time, Angira Muni came, but this time he came with Narad Muni. Because now the intensities were, now the situation was a bit different. Angira Muni could handle to a certain extent, but now he knew that now the expert has to come. So Narad Muni came with Angira Rishi, and they did not reveal their identity actually. Previously also when Angira came, he did not reveal his identity. He just came, helped him, and they went. Because Chitraketu Maharaj was not in a state of mind to know who is he. So Angira Muni did not reveal his identity. Here also, second time, Angira Muni came with Narad Muni, and both of them, they did not reveal their identity. They came as disguise, and they were speaking. And Narad Muni, he likes live preaching. What he does? He goes to Prachin Bhari and says, oh, you have killed so many animals. So look, all these animals whom you have killed, all of them are waiting in the sky. And he actually showed them all the animals, and they're all shouting, Prachin Bhari, yeah, I'll come up, I will going to kill you. So Narad Muni, what he did was, he brought that dead son back to life. Whatever he wants to speak, Narad Muni said, let that boy itself speak. So Narad Muni brought that dead boy, back to life, and the dead boy started to speak. And the first thing he said that, why did you bring me back? Who are you? And he said, Chitraketu Maharaj said, I am your father. I said, which father? I am already in my next life. I am going on my next journey. And why are you dragging me? But I am your father. She is your mother. Which father and which mother? And every birth, I get this father. I have got so many father and mother. Which birth are you talking about? We all take this relationship so serious. Relationships are to be taken seriously, but not that seriously that we forgot the eternal relationship with Krishna. Like, we need to understand that we have this short span of life. In that short span of life, what happens? Husband, wife, children, parents, everybody are together in a compartment. In a house, for example. Now, when the husband was born, he did not know where is he coming from. Wife doesn't know where he's coming from. They just got together, right? And they become so attached to each other. And then they have children, and they have no control over who is going to be their children, right? And they have no control. They have no control over who is going to be their child. But when the child is born, they are so much absorbed and engrossed with the upbringing that they consider this is to be everything. Let's suppose that if you're traveling from London to Manchester, and you're on a train, you're on a train or you're on a bus, and you get to meet few people who become your friends, and you become so serious with that, right? And you started thinking, and you create a whole new world around them, and you think this is my life, this is everything. But after when the Manchester comes, everybody is going to go to respective destinations. So similarly, we are coming from a different destinations. We are together for a short amount of time, and when a certain time comes, all of us are going to go to respective destinations. We are going to give up our body, and we are going to go. So we need to understand this family we are there for a short amount of time, and this whole family life has to be utilized for understanding God, understanding who is God and what is my duty towards, and how can I perform devotional service. So Chitraketu Maharaj, when he heard about this, he got a science of self-realization course from his dead son. And when he got that, Chitraketu Maharaj realized that, and he said, yes, thank you so much. Who are you? And he said, I am Angira, and his divine grace, Naradji. And when he saw Naradji, he came, he was very happy, and Naradji initiated him in a Sankarshana mantra. Chitraketu Maharaj was so much devoted that in 7 days he perfected his life. He chanted day in, and that 7 days and 7 nights, Chitraketu Maharaj continuously chanted under the directions of Narad Muni. And on the 7th day, he got darshan of Lord Sankarshan. And he offered praise to Lord Sankarshan. Lord Sankarshan offered him benediction, and Lord Sankarshan told that you keep on glorifying my name, fame, activities throughout the universe. So Chitraketu Maharaj, with the help of some Vidyadharas and Gandharvas, he actually had a plane, and he was traveling all over the universe, glorifying Krishna's name, fame, activities. And when he was traveling around, what happened was that he came across Kailash. And in Kailash, Lord Shiva was giving a Bhagavatam class to the rishis. And Parvati was sitting on the lap. It was very unusual. And Chitraketu Maharaj was a very good friend of Lord Shiva. And Parvati was not aware of this fact. Because Lord Shiva's Ishtadev was also Lord Sankarshan. And Chitraketu Maharaj's Ishtadev was also Lord Sankarshan. So they were God brothers in one sense. And Chitraketu Maharaj laughed at Lord Shiva. Two friends, best friends, when they meet and they see each other in an unusual situation, they start to laugh. They don't have awe and reverence relationship with each other. So Lord Shiva and Chitraketu Maharaj had no awe and reverence relationship. They were like buddies. And when he saw that Lord Shiva, he's giving a class to all the great saintly people, Vairagis, and he's keeping his divine wife on his lap, Chitraketu Maharaj started to laugh. And Lord Shiva was okay with that. He was smiling. But Parvati, she got upset. She got upset with Chitraketu Maharaj and said, hey Chitraketu, come down. And you go and become a demon, you rascal. You don't know the glories of Lord Shiva? You are, first of all, I don't want to get into that business, but they themselves were not properly situated. I mean, she was sitting on the lap. It was fine because Lord Shiva and Parvati, they were transcendental. But you're preaching. So you should. But Chitraketu Maharaj, he never said anything. Chitraketu Maharaj said, my dear mother, I accept whatever you have said. And Chitraketu Maharaj said to Mother Parvati that don't think that you have cursed me. It is the Supreme Lord's will that has acted and it has come out from your mouth. So I accept this as your as your blessings, and I'm happy. And Chitraketu Maharaj was capable enough of counteracting that curse. Chitraketu Maharaj was capable enough of dismissing that curse and cursing her back, but they did not do that. Devotees of the Lord, when they see Krishna's hand in everything, they accept such unusual situations as the will of the Lord, and they accept things. Chitraketu Maharaj became a demon Vritrasur, and he was born in the Yajna of Twashta, and he was born as Vritrasur. So, and Lord Shiva then chastised Parvati, saying, did you see the glories of the devotees of Lord Hari? For them, hell and heaven makes no difference. Chitraketu Maharaj ki. That completes the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Hare Krishna. So I'll quickly try to summarize in 10 minutes. No? 10? वही तो जिंदगी में रखा क्या है? कथा सुनिए, जाके सोइए, फिर दोबारा एक खुद कथा सुनिए. 7 ही दिन तो है, बाद में सोना ही तो आप लोगों को. बाद में सोइए आराम से. Okay. The 7th canto begins with a very unusual situation. A Rajasuya sacrifice was going on of Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Somebody has to go early because there are some others there too. We can't walk on.
Yeah. But I'll complete in 10 to 12 minutes. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj was performing Rajasuya sacrifice. Now, Rajasuya sacrifice was performed by that king who has connections with the demigods, has been blessed by Lord Krishna. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj was able to do that. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, in this Rajasuya Sabha, Shishupal came and he was chastising, offending Krishna. So, Shishupalji, the time he was born, from that and the time he started to speak, from that time onwards, he has been offending Krishna, criticizing Krishna day in and day out, Lord Krishna. And when he in this assembly, in the Rajasuya assembly, Yudhishthira Maharaj established Lord Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. Yudhishthira Maharaj used this as a preaching tool, and he told everybody that this Krishna, because he has heard from Pitamaha Bhishma, he has known from others that he is the Supreme Lord, so he established Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he gave a nice talk on it. But Shishupal, who was envious of Lord Krishna, did not go well with him. And then he said that I have come here, Yudhishthira Maharaj, for you, but I did not knew that you are going to establish this Gwala, this cowherd boy, as you are going to worship him. I never expected that. And he started to abuse Krishna left in and left right. And then Balram got very upset, and everybody got very upset, and Krishna was calming him down, that there is still more time left with him. And then after that 100 apradhas were finished, and Krishna took out the Sudarshan Chakra and killed him. But Shishupal, when Shishupal was killed, Shishupal's soul entered Lord Krishna. And this bewildered Yudhishthira Maharaj. I said, how can this happen? How can Shishupal get liberation? So Shishupal, after Shishupal got killed, Yudhishthira Maharaj got bewildered, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was looking for someone who can solve the problem, who can clear his doubt. So he came and met Narad Muni. Narad Muni was there. So he went and asked Narad Muni about who was Shishupal. And then Narad Muni started to speak, कि there were Jay and Vijay who came to this material world, and they became Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu, Ravan and Kumbhakaran and Shishupal and Nantavakra. And then Narad Muni started to talk about, when he heard about Prahlad Maharaj, then he started to talk about, tell me more about Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. I want to know. And then Hiranyakashipu was the king of the demons. Hiranyakashipu he actually wanted to become immortal. So Hiranyakashipu, he performed intense tapasya for Lord Brahmaji. And he performed that kind of tapasya which nobody till date has performed, neither in the future anybody will be able to perform that tapasya. It was such an intense tapasya. Brahma had no plans to go and give him benedictions because Lord has already warned Brahma, be careful with the demons. But he had no option. Brahma was forced to come. And he told Brahma that I want to become immortal. Please make me immortal. And Brahma said, it cannot be because I am not immortal, Baba. I am also 100 years of my lifespan. I am also going to die. What about you? He said, okay, fine. Then, nobody can kill me in the day. Nobody can kill me in the night. Nobody can kill me by weapon. Nobody can kill me by any other astra. Nobody can kill me in the day, neither in the night. Nobody can kill me. So like that, he put so many list of things. And Brahma said, okay, Baba, yeah, okay, tathastu. So be it. So Brahmaji gave such a boon and Hiranyakashipu started terrorizing the universe. He terrorized the universe in such a way that he stopped all the sacrifice of Lord Vishnu happening in the whole of the universe. And he established his own temples all across. All the temples of Lord Vishnu were replaced by Hiranyakashipu's temple, and all the places, all the yajnas were done for him. All the yajnarams, Lord Krishna is, what is that sloka? Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Hiranyakashipu started saying, Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is me. Start offering oblations to me. So he instructed all the sadhus, all the sages, and everybody was forced to offer oblations to Hiranyakashipu. He was such a powerful personality. When Hiranyakashipu used to raise his eyebrows, Indra used to get shiver. And all the demigods and Indra and everybody, the whole universe was terrorized by him. That even Brahma and Shiva used to send him gifts and used to have a good relation with him. Lord Shiva, yes, it is said in the Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva said Brahma and Shiva used to send gifts to Hiranyakashipu to have good relationship. And Narad Muni used to sing of Jai Hiranyakashipu. Narad Muni used to travel very often. Narad Muni had such access to even Hiranyakashipu that he used to meet Hiranyakashipu anytime and used to glorify Hiranyakashipu. What to do? Situation was like that. And who was Hiranyakashipu? Jai and Vijay. So Narad Muni had no problem. He said, I am glorifying the devotees. So he was glorifying. But so when everybody was terrified, the devatas went to Indrari Vyakulam Loki. Indra was Vyakul. He again went to Brahma. Brahma went to Shwetadev mein Bhagwan ka pucha, Lord, my dear Lord, please come and incarnate at least now. And the Lord said, it is not when the proper time comes, when he offends my devotee Prahlad. My devotee Prahlad is going to become his son. And when he offends Prahlad, at that time I will come and kill him. So Prahlad Maharaj was a saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. When Hiranyakashipu was he went for doing tapasya of Lord Shiva again. At that time Indra came and captured the Kayadu, the wife of Hiranyakashipu, kidnapped her. And she was pregnant. And Indra kidnapped the wife of Kayadu, so the wife of Hiranyakashipu, and he was taking her to his own abode. At that time, Narad Muni interrupted and said, Indra, are you okay? Do you know who is the person in the womb? Is Prahlad. Is a dear devotee of the Lord. Even if Brahma, even if Shiva, even if any other personality in the world, if you want to kill him, it is not possible for him to kill Prahlad, because Prahlad is protected by the Lord and he was a Mahabhagavata. So don't even think of doing this. So give it up and you give her responsibility to me. I will take care of it. So Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasya for Lord Shiva, and Narad Muni, following the instructions of Narad Muni, Indra circumambulated Prahlad Maharaj. Look, this is the instructions. The Narad Muni told, so Indra circumambulated Prahlad Maharaj, offered pranams to Narad Muni, and he left. And then Narad Muni brought Kayadu to his ashram. Narad Muni had no ashram, but he might have taken him to someone's ashram. And there Prahlad Maharaj was learning the science of Krishna consciousness in the womb. from the womb itself, the child is conscious of the things outside. And if one, that is why for the pregnant ladies, it is very important that they can study Srimad Bhagavatam or chant nicely, or hear Srimad Bhagavatam, stay in the good association. If they are kept in a good association, they are hearing the glories of name, fame, pastimes of Supreme Lord, that child is definitely going to become devotee. So that's what happened. Narad Muni was speaking to Prahlad Maharaj in the womb, and Prahlad Maharaj was reciprocating. Not that he was asking questions, but he was reciprocating to the Narad Muni's instructions. And when Prahlad Maharaj was born, when Hiranyakashipu came, and then he was having special affection for Narad Muni, because Narad Muni protected his wife from Indra. So Hiranyakashipu was very, whenever Narad Muni wanted, Narad Muni was welcomed wholeheartedly. Hiranyakashipu was very happy with that. And so Prahlad Maharaj, when he was born, it was decided that Prahlad was supposed to be sent to a Gurukul. And there was Shukracharya's sons, Shanda and Amarka, they had a Gurukul. And Hiranyakashipu said, go and teach him Hiranyakashipu Vidya. All the transcendental teachings of Hiranyakashipu should be taught to Prahlad Maharaj. And Shanda and Amarka had all the scriptures. Everything was for Hiranyakashipu. Everything was meant for, everything was actually, all the scriptures were also written in, books were written, all the teachings were meant for that way. So all the Gurukul teachings were changed. So Hiranyakashipu's nitis and Shukracharya's niti and the Asuri niti was been taught. And Prahlad Maharaj used to hear them. But then, and he used to repeat and explain it back. But Hiranyakashipu, whenever Prahlad came to home and Hiranyakashipu asked, so what did you learn? And he used to say, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Marchanam, Pada Sevanam. So Hiranyakashipu was, who is coming and teaching this boy devotional service to Lord Hari? And Hiranyakashipu was very upset. And he called Shanda and Amarka, what is going on? And they said, we are not doing this. He has learned this on its own. So Hiranyakashipu was to ask him, who taught you this? And he said, one cannot learn this just like this. One has to take this, one has to do the snan in the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Hari's devotees. And only when one gets such one does Abhishek in the dust of the dust from the lotus feet of the devotees of the Lord, then one can understand such transcendental knowledge. So Prahlad Maharaj learned everything in the womb, and whenever Shanda and Amarka used to not there in the class, Prahlad Maharaj started giving Bhagavatam classes to all these demonic people, and all of these people, they became devotees. And Hiranyakashipu made several attempts to kill Prahlad by so many various ways, but Prahlad Maharaj always escaped and was protected by the Lord. He was thrown from the mountain, he was put amongst the snakes, he was tried to kill by the mad elephant. All the time he was protected. He was been thrown from the mountain, he was thrown in the ocean. From all the circumstances, Prahlad Maharaj used to come alive. And Hiranyakashipu was frustrated. I mean, he controlled the entire universe, and he could kill everybody, but he was not able to kill his one son. And finally, Prahlad Maharaj was supremely conscious person, and his mind was 24 hours observing Krishna, and he was seeing Krishna everywhere. So Hiranyakashipu finally said, do you see, where is your Lord? He said, Lord is there in your heart also. He's there in my heart, he's there in your heart. Why don't you surrender to him? I said, Hiranyakashipu said, I went to Vaikuntha. And actually he went to Vaikuntha, Hiranyakashipu. And Lord of Vaikuntha was not there, because Lord of Vaikuntha entered in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. And the Lord disappeared, and he said, I went to Vaikuntha, he was not there. What are you talking about? That Hari, he's darpok, he's scared of me. And he said, is your Hari in this pillar? He said, yes, he is in that pillar. I can see that. Well, acha, he is in that pillar. So Hiranyakashipu, he took his fist and banged it on that pillar. And from that pillar came Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare. So Narsingh Dev, He killed Hiranyakashipu and he killed 85,000 other associates of Hiranyakashipu, and everything was finished. And Narasimhadev was not able to give up his anger. He was so angry, he was so upset with the whole situation that his anger was not coming down. And Brahma, Shiva, everybody was afraid what is going on. Brahma went ahead and was offering prayers. I am your son, this and that, He is the son of the Lord. So he was trying to go ahead. Then he said that it's not going to work. So he sent Lord Shiva ahead, and Lord Shiva went and tried to pacify. He is the anger personified Lord Shiva. He saw, please forgive me. So when he saw Lord Narasimha's anger, he said, "Oh my God, it's mera baap hai." He never saw such anger. I mean, the Supreme Lord was so angry, so ferocious. He could destroy the whole universe. And then Brahmaji thought, wife gets. He said, "Lakshmi ji, please go ahead." And Lakshmi ji went ahead and thought, wife के सामने सब ठंडे हो जाते हैं. तो Lakshmi ji went ahead, and Narasimha's ferocious looking form, and Lakshmi ji said, no, not today, sir. I cannot manage today. And then Brahmaji was thinking, what to do? How can I pacify the Lord now? And Brahmaji started saying, my dear Lord, Hiranyakashipu is killed. Hiranyakashipu is gone. He's killed. Now please give up your anger. And then he thought of Prahlad Maharaj. And he sent Prahlad Maharaj. And he sent Prahlad went and offered obeisances to Narasimhadev. And immediately the Lord was pacified. And then Lord picked up Prahlad Maharaj, kept it on his lap. And then, just like a lion loves his little babies, So Narasimhadev started loving Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj and Narasimhadev were experiencing divine transcendental Vatsalya ras. And Prahlad Maharaj started offering prayers to the Lord. And Lord Narasimhadev said, ask whatever boon you want. And that time Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear Lord, I am not a businessman. I am your devotee. I have got everything in my life. I just remember you 24 hours, and that is what I wanted. So I do not want anything from this material world. Still you ask me. He said, if you want to give me something, right, then please give me a boon that I have no desires in my heart. I do not develop any desire for enjoying this material world. May my mind always remain absorbed in you. And may we always think of you. So Prahlad Maharaj is an Acharya of Smaran. Prahlad Maharaj thinks always of Krishna's name, fame and pastimes of the Lord. And then Lord Narasimhadev was, pacified. And then he said, when Prahlad Maharaj remembered, my father had troubled you, my dear Lord. Please, he has committed so many sinful activities. So he said, don't worry, Prahlad. Forget about your father. All 21 generations will be delivered. Don't worry for this. Your father is already delivered, but 21 generations will be delivered from the cycle of birth and death. So Bhakta Prahlad ki, Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
It was fantastic today, wasn't it? Really, really. Come on. Vritrasur and all these personalities, I'd heard about them and I've read them and they just evaporated. Their leelas, but now you see the connection and you realize it's a storyboard, and the cantos are written in a very wonderful, sophisticated way. And we want to thank you for that. And tomorrow is Krishna's...
We will enter tomorrow.
We will enter Krishna's pastime.
Start.
I did that on purpose. He's waiting for tomorrow because there'll be pasta tomorrow. I think he likes it. Because he cooks for himself, so he likes pasta. So it'll be Krishna's pasta starting at the end of and we'll give you the pasta. So just a teaser. Try to come early, please. And you're good. You're good. So it's a little earlier so we can fit more in. Otherwise, he has to rush so much. If you have any questions, hold them because we're a little late. Just one or two questions I will allow. Otherwise we'll run late.
One or two
and people are around to. I was up till 1:45 last night trying to finish my rounds because you're not allowed to chant here while Katha is going on. You can sleep, but you can't chant. So anyway, one or two questions. But I really want to thank you. And there's a book. You got a copy of that book somewhere?
Yeah, there's a book bag inside.
Okay. Yeah. So, did you all enjoy all this? You know, it's much needed katha. You know, the sequence and everything. And this is a starter now. And now we'll touch Bhagavatam because time to time we read it. And we will get more familiar with the characters and all that. And like yesterday I said, these pastimes are a program that you think it happened to Indra and Vritasura, all that. But actually, that's a model, it goes into you. You'll have situations where you immediately think, what should I do now? Your brain has already got the pattern. But when you don't have a solution, like a computer, you know, when you type some search engine goes and finds it, goes, Google is good. So you'll have a Google in here of Bhagavatam. Anything happens, you'll be able to help others and you'll be able to help yourself. And we will remember you for that because at least in this shot, we've heard Bhagavatam before and, you know, we've done it, but this educational way is quite, you know, special. The others have been entertainment come enlightenment. But there was no singing in the middle and whatever. It was just like focused like that. So we really appreciate this style as well. It's good. So now this book, please, it's only £10 and those who don't have it, have it. It's Bhagavatam Mahatmya. And if you want to start Bhagavatam reading, oh, by the way, how many people have Bhagavatam sets in their houses? Can I see the show of hands? Okay. Those who don't have it, please show your hands. Oh, you have a Bhagavatam set? Yeah. Or your mummy has, or you have. Okay. Only teasing it. Those who don't have Bhagavatam set, please raise your hands. I just want to see the numbers who don't have it. Okay. Good thing is, you know, very soon, I think they have the Bhadra festival or something where if you, on that period, if you purchase Bhagavatam set, and you put on a golden kind of throne or something, there's some sort of, when is that? Oh, Purushottam Mass is coming. So don't purchase your Bhagavatam yet. So Purushottam Mass, when you get it, and then you worship it, you are going to get the benefit, you know, what Parikshit Maharaj was able to get hearing the Bhagavatam like that. So I'll just hold on, don't purchase it. And Anuragi, if you can wave your hand, so in the shops you can do that. And we'll try to do a discounted, you know, whatever the price, we'll do that. So you benefit. And so then we can actually do further reading of different cantos and all that. And Guru Sevaka's got these workshops, and Vidhu Prabhu is expert on, you know, Ramayana, Bhagavatam and all this. And myself, if we want to get involved, and there's others. And there's children, they should get to know these stories of, you know, Chitraketu, all these others. You'll find they'll become real experts. By the time they grow up, they'll say, it's not only Krishna we know about his devotees and everything like that. I'm really excited. I think this yatra is going to another level now, you know, education side. Devotionally, you are all very good. I mean, you know, you're serving and it's bringing joy to us, management with headaches. We're thinking, great, they're serving and everything. But this bit there was a abhav. They're thinking, people are not committing solidly to Krishna because they don't know the glories of Sri Krishna. So this has been very good. I would say, buy this please. So when you have the Bhagavatam set, read this. Then start the Bhagavatam. Because this is deliverance of somebody who was very wicked. And by hearing Bhagavatam, they got delivered. So if you do that, you'll realize, I'm that wicked person and I want to be delivered like that. So please purchase £10 and then you will autograph it and then we'll give you a plate of prasad. Oh, here we go. So now Vidhu Prabhu has a few words to say and then we can have a couple of questions. Yeah.
So Hare Krishna. Prasadam very, very soon. Just give me a few minutes of your time, please. So yesterday was Guru Purnima Vyas Puja day for everybody in Bharat, okay? So what Pranava and a few other devotees and myself, we tried to do on Saturday is create a theme around here of Bhagavatam, a theme. And I don't know if you noticed, but starting here is Vyasdev, Narad Muni appearing to Vyasdev. This is how Vyasdev received Chatushloki Bhagavatam, the essence of Bhagavatam, then he expanded it to the 18,000 verses. So this is that. Behind on that window shelf, you will, because I keep saying this is the best spiritual educational institute in the world. We have created the foundation course with Bhagavad Gita's there. Then in the middle is a Bhagavatam set, graduate study. Then the postgraduate study, we don't have the full Chaitanya Charitamrita, but we have a sample there. So it's just to get the feel of this, how the study should happen in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. At Gita Foundation, then graduate is Srimad Bhagavatam, and postgraduate is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Over here, we got the setting of Shukta Goswami speaking Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj here. Sorry, Prabhu. Surrounded by all those amazing saints and saintly people and rishis. This is the setting where Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukta Goswami. Shukratal, it's there. Beautiful place. And then, of course, the conclusion, the culmination of Bhagavatam is Radha and Krishna. Now coming to that, Radha and Krishna. Now, Radha is not directly glorified in Bhagavatam, but she's there in a subtle way. Yeah? But Radha and Krishna. Bhagavatam is pointing all of you in that direction. And we have, I think it's called, what is it? Bhagavatam at a Glance, or what is that book called? Bhagavatam at a Glance. In there, we took out two maps. There's one this side, one on the other side. This one is Bhagavatam in picture form with Braj Leela. This one is showing all Braj Leela. And we're starting that tomorrow, 10th canto. And here it's still all about Krishna, but it's Mathura Leela and Dwarka Leela. Krishna, all Krishna's pastimes. But I just want you to get into, make you realize that, if you are maybe losing a little focus during the class, look around you and bring your focus back to Bhagavatam and the subject matter. Okay? And with the indulgence of the senior management, I would like to suggest something that I'm relishing this. I hope you're all relishing and learning a lot and appreciating it. And I think Saturday being the last day, it's almost like we are taking some precious education from a very learned person. But on the last day, if I encourage you to please give something in reciprocation. That's how the Gurukul system works. At the end of the education, you respect your spiritual master. You learn so much. So at the end of it, you give something. So my request is on Saturday, as you feel, as your amount, what you're comfortable with, please respect the teaching you've gained in the 7 days and give something.
We should tempt him so he can come next year sing.
That's right. We should, yeah.
Give a round of
yeah.
So, any questions? Just taking 2 questions. Okay, that's one question. Who else would be asking? I hope it's a sincere question, not a strict question.
You said that Hiranyakashipu was taking the oblations from the yajna. I've always wondered this. When we do yajnas, we just put the ahuti, which is some grains and stuff like that, and offer it into the yajna. What do the demigods actually get out of that? Because you say we're offering the results to it, but what are they actually get?
They eat Agni is from the Agni they get the food. They don't get anything. We get the benefit actually.
They get the recognition through the Agni and all that. The connection.
We actually thank them for their contribution. So basically, when we learn from 10th canto that when the Nanda Maharaj and everybody were doing yajna for the pleasure of Indra was being pleased. Not that something is, Indra was getting happy and he was pleased. He is getting recognition that my service, what I'm doing, is getting recognized, right? So that they get appreciated. Everybody needs appreciation. So by doing yajna and all, we are thanking them. Thank you for your services. And also, it creates auspiciousness by inviting those demigods to our house, and by offering some oblations to them. It's a sacrifice, and by which they do come. They do come when they're invited. So, and that creates auspiciousness.
Prabhu, just I made a short question. It's okay to name a male child as Prahalad, right? Prahalad. You can call them. But is it okay to call somebody Ajamla? Because he's both good and bad.
Who said Ajamala is bad?
Initially he was bad and...
No. I don't accept that. Ajamala is a Mahatma. Vishnudevara is saying Ajamala was a Mahatma.
But don't name your son Ravan.
There is a devotee, Ajamil Das. Ajamil Prabhu. Ajamil Prabhu. So Ajamil is a glorious name.
Good name.
Ajamil, the deed of that person was wrong initially, but Ajamil is a good name. So definitely Ajamil's
good
name, if he came, it will help us remember, Ajamil. Immediately, he's so famous that immediately we will remember Narayana by that. Hare Krishna.
If everybody can stand now, we'll just sing a sweet song to our deity. Please, if you have an anchor on, register your name on here and take, because on this Saturday, we'll give you
Sri Vaishnavas.
to attend in the Bhagavatam.
Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Happy to see you. I could not give a lot of time to it, but
नैनों में नीर पर आई रमन बिहारी जी के नैनों में नीर पर आई रमन बिहारी जी के नैनों में नीर पर आई रमन बिहारी जी के कौन बिहारी जी के सहज सजावे कौन करे तैयारी रमन बिहारी जी के नैनों में नीर पर आई रमन बिहारी जी के
रमन बिहारी जी के
सखियाँ बिहारी जी के सहज सजावे
सखियाँ बिहारी जी की सेज सजावे
श्री राधा करे तैयारी रमन बिहारी जी के
श्री राधा करे तैयारी रमन बिहारी जी के
नैनों में नीर भर आई रमन बिहारी जी के
नैनों में नींद भर आई रमन बिहारी जी के
जी को दूध पिलावे
कौन बिहारी जी को दूध पिलावे
कौन खवावे मलाई रमन बिहारी जी को
कौन खिलावे मलाई रमन बिहारी जी को
नैनों में नींद आई रमन बिहारी जी के
रमन बिहारी जी के
मैया बिहारी जी को दूध पिलावे
मैया बिहारी जी को दूध पिलावे
बाबा खवावे मलाई रमन बिहारी जी को
बाबा खिलावे मलाई रमन बिहारी जी को
नैनों में नींद आई रमन बिहारी जी के
नैनों में नींद आई रमन बिहारी जी के
केसर तिलक और तुलसी की
केसर तिलक और तुलसी की
वनमाला मोर जाई रमन बिहारी जी के
वनमाला पहनाई रमन बिहारी जी के
नैनों में नींद पर आई रमन बिहारी जी के
रमन बिहारी जी के
चंद्र सखी बजा बाल कृष्ण छवि
चंद्र सखी बाल कृष्ण सखी
चरण कमल चितलाई रमन बिहारी जी के
चरण कमल चितलाई रमन बिहारी जी के
नैनों में नींद आई रमन बिहारी जी के
रमन बिहारी जी के
नैनों में नींद आई रमन बिहारी जी के
भर आई रमन बिहारी जी के
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलादरायणे हिरण्यकाशिपो वक्षा शिलतङ्कनकालये इदोनसिंहो परदोनसिंहो यतयामि तदोनसिंहो नसिंहो हृदये Narasimhamuni Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalabare Natham Akuta Shinga Kashibo Tanubringa Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Keshavadita Narahari Roma Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jayo Narsingadev, 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 Jayo Narsingadev, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Guru, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jayo Patite Pavan, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai, ISKCON संस्थापक आचार्य जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत पुराण की जय। शरीर विद्या जाल जदेंद्री गोविंदे नाम रमन